have been talking about bioethics. Today, we will be talking about Republic Act 7277, the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons. This act is about providing enough utilities and opportunities for persons with disabilities. We have invited 5 guests to share their experiences to help us have a deeper understanding about this act.
Hello! How's everyone doing tonight? Our first guest tonight is Brenda Malvo. So please, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I have dyslexia. I've had it since I was a little girl. I have just recently finished culinary school and I am now looking for a job. The reason why I decided to become a chef was because I knew that there wasn't a lot of reading materials needed to be done. But I found a job now. But I had to apply to different restaurants just to find a job.
Did they tell you exactly why you weren't hired?
They specifically said that it was because I have dyslexia.
I see. Do you know anybody else who have the same problem as you?
I have a daughter and she also has a dyslexia like me. She's in high school right now.
Brenna, can we talk a little bit?
What would you want to talk about?
Are you having problems in the class? Because you're a smart girl, but your grades aren't showing it.
I have dyslexia. I try to learn as much as I can while listening to the class since I have also difficulty in reading my notes.
Oh, I see. Well, if your mother wants, the school offers special classes so that you would be able to learn as much as you can.
I don't think we could afford it.
No need to worry about that. The school does this for free.
Does she also have any problems when it comes to school?
Unfortunately, yes, but it has been resolved already.
Well, that's good to hear.
Thank you.
Now for our next guest, I would like to bring up Mr. and Mrs. Lagahe. So for today, Mr. Lagahe will be sharing his experience on why him and his wife started an organization for disabilities, along with their friends Ms. Buenaflor and Ms. Pistania.
When it all started when my wife and I were riding a bus on the way back home. When we came across the situation where the 2 girls, Miss Stewart, has a band-malleolar fracture for 3 months already and was charged higher fare than us.
That's insane. They didn't ask you guys why you were given a higher fare. I thought this was in the law. I expect all the buses should follow.
Sadly, I have no idea what happened. I asked the conductor what his reason was, and all he told me was this. Your friend here is sitting on a priority seat. What kind of reason is that? Total absurd. He knew and saw in which his 2 eyes the share over here brought extra repercussions, and there's a cast on my running foot.
When we witnessed the scene, we called the conductor's attention, but unfortunately, the fare was not changed. So I talked to both girls and had us meet up in the cafe since we live there 10 minutes away. So we talked about starting our organization called For the Special Ones to fight for the rights for the people like Miss Pestania here. So my husband and I believe that the disabled should be treated as equals like us. So that having an impairment doesn't make you less person.
So to anyone who have experienced the same situation or any place where you are discriminated for having a disability, come to us and help us fight for our rights.
Thank you for the wonderful message, Ms. Cher, and to Anne for her never-ending support, and who argued to the conductor and fought for her friend's rights, and to the couple, Mr. and Mrs. Lagahit, for standing an organization to help fight the rights and for the disabled. To anyone who wants to help and donate and be part of our team, call the number situation on the left floor corner down below, and please subscribe.
Let's go eat. Wait. Who's that girl? Who is she?
I don't know, but I tried to approach her, but she won't make Tagalog. I've heard that she's been abandoned by her own family and adopted by my mom's friend.
Boy, don't be like that. Let's go approach her. Hi. Hi.
Hello? Wake
Boy,
up!
don't be like that. Hi. Hi. I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. Are you deaf?
What does that mean?
She said, I'm sorry. She's deaf. Hello, my name is Jackie. Layla. Cham. Hello, you are Atil. Oh, hi Atil. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Where are you from? You're from Cebu. Nice meeting you. Thank you. Goodbye.
And for our final guest, please give a warm welcome to Christian. So Christian, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, when I was 10 years old, I got in a car accident. And from that day until now, I am paralyzed from the waist down.
So how's your daily routines like? How do you go to work? What do you do for fun?
In the morning, I have to ask help from my brother, Paul. He's a PT.
I'm Paul.
So how about work? How do you get from one point to the other? Like, what do you use?
Since my brothers still go to school, they don't accompany me when I go to work. So I'll have to take the train going to my workplace. Some people do look at me differently just because I'm in a wheelchair. As much as I wanted to be treated fairly, and at the end of the day, I still in a wheelchair.
So how do people act around you? How does that make you feel?
Well, there's an area just for the wheelchairs on the bus. When the bus gets too crowded, some people end up standing to where I'm only able to stay. So I end up having a hard time in the bus.
What about your work environment? Is there a lot of floors? And what floor do you work in?
Well, I used to work at a place where the only way for me to get up at my floor was a ramp. Good thing I was able to move workplaces and they have an elevator that I can use, which makes it easier for me and along with others.
Well, I'm really happy for you that you figured everything out. It's better in some aspects.
That's much appreciated.
So as much as we want to talk to our guests some more, our show has to come to an end. Christian, it was really great meeting you, Christian, and your story. I do hope the government does more for the community. Sayonara. Kids, I hope you guys learned a lot today. And hopefully with what you learned today, you'll be more educated when it comes to what disabled people go through every day. And that's how I met your mother.
As time passes by, more and more people develop conditions that lead to disability. This is why this act was made, to benefit and help these very people. Unfortunately, in some countries, these are not emphasized enough. And we hope that this will bring more awareness to this matter. On behalf of the PT students of Veralio College,
Thank you for watching. We're out.